So I'm Mayor Anthony Williams with Superintendent David Young, and we're so excited to talk with you about the partnership that we have with Be a Champion. When I approached several months ago, I had a conversation with their leadership, and they identified different things I thought would be a benefit to our community. We have so many of our students who, if not for lunch and breakfast at school, may not have a third meal of the day. And you think about what a role nutrition plays in education, we thought it was important to have a conversation. I called Dr. Young, and in Dr. Young's style, always anxious to look for opportunities to create an environment where learning can be enhanced. And so let Dr. Young talk about what's happened in the last few months with our partnership with Be a Champion.
Sure. So I remember the day you called me and said, hey, I've heard about this program. Let's bring this to Abilene. What do you think about that? And, you know, I initially took that back and went and talked to our student nutrition director and some other folks in the school district, and everybody from the minute go said, yes, let's do this for our kids. It's not something that competes with our meal program or anything like that. And we opted to start with our secondary campuses, 4 middle schools and 3 high school campuses. We served our first meal in April of 22, I think 16 days left in the school year. We served an average of 700 meals a day. Wow. after school meals. So whether kids were in extracurricular activities after school, whether they're staying for tutoring, we've got an opportunity to give them something nutritious to eat whether they just finished practice or whether they're in the middle of academic activity, to where they can truly be a champion academically in AISD. And
one unique thing about this program, it costs our citizens here locally nothing at all. Actually funded by the Department of Agriculture, and so no additional fees and or taxes have been expended by our community.
Yeah, it's a lot. In the time that we did it right at the end of the school year, the total was almost 17,000 meals. And you're right, it is free to the participants. There is no charge to the city, no charge to the school district. In fact, they use mostly our nutrition workers that gives them an opportunity to make a little bit of extra money through this grant-funded program. So not only is it great for kids, it gives our employees an opportunity to do something extra as well.
You know, Dr. Young, in regards to the many variables in regards to learning environment, how important is nutrition?
You know, I don't know about you, Mayor, but when I'm hungry, I think about that I'm hungry. I don't necessarily think about what I'm doing. The same is true for a kid. If they're sitting in algebra class or reading or whatever, if they're hungry, they're not going to be engaged in what they're doing. And we need our kids meaningfully engaged in the academic piece. So we've got to meet this need first. This program, Be a Champion, is different from our regular school lunch and breakfast program because it does it even after school. And so we have plenty of opportunities where no kid in Abilene ISD will have to pay for a meal at breakfast or lunch on any campus, and then after school at these 7 secondary campuses through the Be a Champion program. So that allows us to just take that barrier to learning out of it.
You know, in this climate where families are struggling to make ends meet, I'm just so appreciative, Dr. Young, to your response, to your team's response, and yet another opportunity to see how Team Abilene really works. Not in theory, but in fact.
That's true. Thanks for bringing this program to Abilene ISD.